I'm going to be honest with y'all about something. I voted for Trump. I'm in a little town outside of Memphis, and I voted for Trump mainly because I'm a Christian man. Been Christian, I guess my whole life. And Trump said he wants to help the Christians, And then he had me all scared about the Mexicans, saying they're rapists and whatnot and drug dealers and all that. And he said, I'm going to help them. I'm going to end this on day one and fix eggs on day one. And it just all sounded real pretty like. And then here we are. And Trump's destroying America. I mean, he's gotten rid of... Now, he said he wasn't going to touch Medicaid. Now he supports Medicaid being defunded. He supports Social Security, Medicare, all that shit being defunded, being tore down. Hell, if he gets rid of Medicaid, my mama's sick in a fucking nursing home. Excuse my language. But she's in a fucking nursing home. Excuse my language again. Me and my sister, who just got fired from the VA after working there for 14 fucking years because of that fucking Elon, we gonna have to fit the bill. We can't afford it. We ain't rich people. I live in a small town. We can't afford it, y'all. And the people that can't afford it, the fucking billionaires, he wants to give them welfare. And the poor people out here busting their ass every day, and the middle class people out here suffering, can't afford a house, can't afford to feed their family, and he wants to raise our fucking taxes? I should have never voted for that devil. And Elon's a fucking Nazi. When he did that salute, I fucking knew it. And then when he supported Germany Nazi Party and all that Nazi shit propaganda, racist shit he spreads on X, he's a fucking Nazi. And I hope Tesla burns to the fucking ground along with Starlink and fucking X. And I shouldn't be talking like this as a Christian man. But fuck 'em, man. They're a bunch of fucking fascists. They're destroying our goddamn democracy. Excuse me. Destroying our Constitution, going against the courts, going against the laws. And the only people they care about is themselves. They ain't never cared about Christianity. I don't think they care about nothing except for money and power. And that's the fucking truth. And I regret and I apologize to America for my vote. I made a critical mistake. But if I was in the cult then, I ain't no more. And you know one more fucking thing? I work with Mexicans now. I started a new job in January. I work with about 4 or 5 Mexicans. Not near one of them a fucking rapist or a goddamn drug dealer. Another fucking lie. Haitians too ain't no goddamn dogs and cats in fucking Ohio. It's all fucking bullshit to scare people into fucking votes. That man ain't never spoke the truth, and I should have seen through it. But them Mexicans that I work with, they're just good fucking people looking for a better fucking life. And they work harder than anybody in our goddamn company. Excuse me. They work harder than anybody in our company. And you know what one of them said to me the other day? I wish I had your skin color, because then America would love me. And I thought, shit. He's probably fucking right.
Hello tribe, welcome again to this particular show. Here I go by Sherlock. That is, if it's your first time that you're bumping across this one. Now, they said it would bring back jobs, restore dignity, and drain the swamp. But now, many of those who once chanted, "Make America Great Again," are finding themselves broke, bitter, and betrayed. Now, this is not a story about Democrats versus, Republicans. It's a raw look at white America turning on its own vote, on its own hope, and realizing that the American dream may have been sold to them on credit, and now the bill is due. So, 2016, Donald Trump's campaign reached deep into white working class America, so he promised walls, wealth, and a warrior-like return to how things used to be. But for many rural and suburban white voters, especially those hit hard by globalization, factory closures, and of course immigration fears, Trump was the least chance to hold on to fading power and privilege. So fast forward 2024, 2025, many platforms are full of videos with regret, pain, and even rage. Talks about Trump supporter whose construction business is collapsing due to labor shortages, ironically caused by the immigration crackdown that he once supported. And in clips that we've watched, White and the others that you're going to watch shortly, a Christian man, openly confesses regret, saying that I was sold on faith and fear, and now I see I was manipulated. So guys, what am I talking about here? It's about these particular video clips that I've put together courtesy of the creators. Put them together, we're gonna watch together, me and you, and of course we're gonna make up our thoughts towards the end of it. And as usually we do it here, guys, I'll circle back at the end of this particular show with more thoughts and comments over the same. So let's keep on watching.
Democrats say Republicans regret voting for Trump. I don't know what Republican y'all talking about, because I'm a Republican and I do not regret voting for Trump at all. If anything, I actually like what he's doing. I think he completed like 95, 96% of all of his campaign promises within the first 3 months. Signing executive orders left and right, trying to get illegal immigrants up out of the country. Interest rates are down, gas prices are down, oil prices are down. What are we not liking about him right now? Vietnam is trying to get their tariff from 90% down to 0%. A lot of countries are coming to the table trying to reduce their tariffs. South Korea, Japan's trying to figure out what they're going to do. Companies are moving back to America. You got Honda's trying to build factories in America. You got, even Apple is trying to invest in America. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on to where Democrats feel like Republicans are not supporting the country, the president. I'm supporting the president. I don't know what y'all think. What? Because he put a tariff on China, 25% tariff on China, 25% tariff on Canada, 25% tariff on Mexico, so that they can't send their products to Canada and Mexico and circumvent the tariff. What? Oh, because they put a 34% tariff on us and we said we're going to put a 50% tariff on them. Okay. Other than that, what? I'm rocking with him. They want to do a retaliatory tariff. He want to do a 50% tariff. Okay. Let's see how this going to go. You know what I mean? We are one of the biggest, consumer bases in the world. I think we're going to affect them. I think that's what's going to happen. No, I don't regret voting for my president. None of that rhetoric. Y'all Democrats are trying to sell people and brainwash people into thinking is real. You know what I'm saying? And when this president has really opened up my eyes to the Democratic Party. I kind of knew y'all was shady, but when he had Elon Musk the Department of Government Efficiency do the forensic audit of the Treasury Department, and I seen how much expenditures was going out to terrorist organizations, and y'all got money flying out the window for other countries to make comic books and condoms and all kind of crazy stuff. Oh no, I see exactly who y'all are. Elizabeth Warren, against Elon Musk auditing the Treasury Department. What is going on? You know what I mean? I don't know. The last thing I would want is a Democrat to be in power, to be real with you. So don't think because I'm black, I'm just oh, he's just a Democrat. No. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to be pushing the country in a direction that many people always wanted to do. They wanted to bring manufacturing back to America. We're a service-based country. It is what it is. What do we produce? Think about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, they need to slap 25% tariffs on steel, 25% tariff on aluminum. Let the market decide who's going to get, what product now. People are going to start building it here. That's the plan. No, I do not regret voting for Trump. If anything, I'm excited. Every time I look in the news, I'm oh, what he doing now? He not just sitting around, not doing nothing, hiding. Every time something goes down, you see him immediately in an interview addressing people. They ask him something stupid, he say, oh, this is a stupid question. You know what I mean? Like, he answers just about everything that's being asked. He does not beat around the bush. He tells you what it is. He stands on what he said he's going to do. No, I do not regret voting for my president. And subscribe to the channel so we could talk about more of this stuff. Then y'all know what's crazy? These Democrats that y'all trying to push, Jasmine Crockett. I just seen her say something really insane, right? She goes ahead and she says that, oh, I was like traveling around educating people on illegal immigration and, and why they're needed. Cause like who else is going to be farming? Y'all ain't trying to farm and we done picking cotton. And so what you trying to say? Like illegal immigrants is picking cotton? Like, these are the type of people that y'all trying to push up into the forefront. The Democrats, I feel like y'all have lost touch with y'all base. You know what I mean? And y'all got these lunatic politicians out here as, people y'all pushing. Look at this. Cory Booker spoke for 25 hours, right? And he didn't, in any of those 5 hours, did he say like, y'all should stop throwing Molotov cocktails or destroying Elon Musk businesses or hurting like innocent people, vandalizing their Teslas? Did he say anything like that? I don't think he did. Y'all not interested in anything but pushing TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. That's what the Democratic Party is interested in. And some of y'all logic is just out the window. Y'all don't even know what y'all do. And whether, all this y'all was, the markets is a little destabilized right now. Where were y'all when Biden was tearing up the country? Where were y'all when interest rates was like almost 8%? Like, where was y'all at when people couldn't afford to buy houses? Where was y'all at when interest rates skyrocketed? Y'all ain't say nothing when that was going on. Like, I'm trying to figure that out. People wanted to buy cars, and even if you had an 800 credit score, like you were still getting a high interest rate under the Biden-Harris administration. Gas prices were high. Where was y'all at? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. No, I am glad Donald Trump is president. I feel like this is it's a great economic reset. That's what I feel like it is. And y'all don't know what to do about it. Shout out to Trump. Keep doing your thing. MAGA, it is what it is. Thug life.
So I live in a state where a lot of people, if not like a majority of people, voted for Donald Trump. And I've noticed on my state's Reddit page that there is a lot of people being like, this is bad for our state. I voted for this and I messed up. Like, I regret my vote. I'm on the wrong side of history. I'll never forgive myself. Like, things along these lines. And I think that there's a lot of honor in being able to admit to yourself that you made a mistake like that. I think it's a lot harder to admit it to yourself than it is to say it to people on the internet. You know what I mean? But I'm really curious, like, is that the consensus at this point? Like, is that what y'all are feeling at this point? Because, like, I don't know. I'm of the opinion that it's not too late. Shoot me. It's not too late to admit that you were wrong. And I kind of can't fathom not. Which brings me to my next point and question, I guess. What hoops are the people who aren't sorry about it and the people who, like, are still like, yeah, woohoo? Like, what hoops are you jumping through to justify voting for what's going on right now? Like, I can't really fathom looking at what's going on, like, in LA, etc., and not being like, oh shit, I made a huge mistake. You know what I mean? So, like, are we just saying it with our chest now that you're bad people? And that, like, that is what you voted for? Are you finally admitting that it wasn't all about policy and that it was because you're a racist? Or are we coming up with hoops to jump through? Because, like, the stuff that's happened in the last, like, few weeks even has been crazy. So I don't really understand how I can't put myself in these shoes of, like, looking at it as somebody who voted for it and being like, I don't know. I know that my comments are going to be full of bullshit and that's fine. But if you have a genuine answer for me about whether you either regret your vote or what hoops you're jumping through to justify this kind of stuff, I actually want to hear it.
As a Trump voter, there are some things that we need to talk about. And I think that I'm going to be speaking for a majority of Trump voters right now. I did not vote for Donald J. Trump because he was Donald Trump. I voted for him because of an ideology, what he was speaking about preserving our constitutional rights. He was talking about freedom. He was talking about securing the border. He was talking about releasing the Epstein list. He was talking about JFK, releasing all the JFK files and getting America healthy again and stimulating our economy. All very, very powerful things that would enrich the people. With that being said, do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. Does that mean that I would have voted for Kamala Harris? Fuck no. The entire Diddy and Epstein list endorsed Kamala Harris. Like, I don't understand why. She said she would do nothing differently than what Biden did. And Biden quite literally pardoned a man that took away our constitutional rights in the name of a state of emergency that, quite frankly, wasn't even... I don't even have to go down that rabbit hole right now. COVID-19. He pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, and that was that was one of my very big no-nos. So, okay, so you regret voting for Donald Trump and you wouldn't vote for Kamala? No, I regret voting in general. I voted for Donald J. Trump, and when I did, I told myself, this is the last fucking time that I am going to be participating in this illusion of democracy, democratic voting, the democratic process, the voting system, our justice system, the government system, everything. That was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing. We as Americans want change. I now know it is not going to come from the fucking voting system. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are two wings from the same bird. They want one thing to be achieved, and that thing to be achieved is honestly the downfall of America. So now it's really about everyone taking their egos out of it. Seriously taking their egos out of it, and us collectively coming together and doing what we need to do as American citizens to like get this shit back on track and to save ourselves. Like, you know, the mass deportation that is happening. I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now. I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America. Our economy, where when is this going to end? And so I am begging everyone, both Republican and both Democratic, if you guys still think like that, you're fucked. Seriously, you're fucked. We need to change that mindset. When this whole Texas thing happened, absolute casualty. I mean, it was devastating. People who voted for Trump couldn't even say anything. Couldn't even be empathetic. We were not allowed to be empathetic about the situation because, oh, well, you voted for Trump, you Trumpy. Trump is the one who did the NOAA. I'm like, wow. So humanity has fallen so much to where people are not even allowed to express their empathy. Like, yo, y'all are fucking wild. I mean, I don't even understand.
We have some major news. A bunch of Trump supporters are now regretting their votes for Donald Trump after seeing this MAGA civil war take place. For example, this post on X went viral along with many others very similar to it saying, quote, "I officially regret my vote for Trump. Nobody said anything on the campaign trail about attacking legal immigrants or tossing out H-1B employees. I'm in favor of reform, but this is a new and startling restrictionist and nativist approach. To my Indian friends, I will not stay silent. You are not the problem." And this is because a lot of Trump supporters and people close to Donald Trump himself have come out against H-1B visas, which are visas for high-skilled immigrants to come into the United States and work. And specifically, for some reason, they're targeting Indian Americans and Indian people generally who are here working in the United States. And look, there are probably a lot of people out there who feel the exact same way that she does, watching the chaos that has come from the MAGA civil war, the racism that has come out of it. It just goes to show you that Donald Trump, his base, and the people around him are incompetent. They cannot run a country.
So I live in a state where a lot of people, if not like a majority of people, voted for Donald Trump. And I've noticed on my state's Reddit page that there is a lot of people being like, this is bad for our state. I voted for this. And I messed up, like I regret my vote, I'm on the wrong side of history, I'll never forgive myself, like things along these lines. And I think that there's a lot of honor in being able to admit to yourself that you made a mistake like that. I think it's a lot harder to admit it to yourself than it is to say it to people on the internet. You know what I mean? But I'm really curious, like, is that the consensus at this point? Like, is that what y'all are feeling at this point? Because, like, I don't know. I'm of the opinion that it's not too late. Shoot me. It's not too late to admit that you were wrong. And I kind of can't fathom not. Which brings me to my next point and question, I guess. What hoops are the people who aren't sorry about it and the people who, like, are still, like, yeah, woohoo? Like, what hoops are you jumping through to justify voting for what's going on right now? Like, I can't really fathom looking at what's going on, like, in LA, etc., and not being like, oh shit, I made a huge mistake. You know what I mean? So, like, are we just saying it with our chest now that you're bad people? And that, like, that is what you voted for? Are you finally admitting that it wasn't all about policy and that it was because you're a racist? Or are we coming up with hoops to jump through? Because, like, the stuff that's happened in the last, like, few weeks even has been crazy. Crazy. So I don't really understand how I can't put myself in these shoes of, like, looking at it as somebody who voted for it and being like, you know, I don't know. I know that my comments are going to be full of bullshit and that's fine. But if you have a genuine answer for me about whether you either regret your vote or what hoops you're jumping through to justify this kind of stuff, I actually want to hear it.
Part of me is afraid we're doomed to repeat this pattern forever. Trump will go into exile, then people will forget why they hated him, and then he'll come back, and people will immediately hate him again, and he'll go away, and then he'll come back, and so on until the year 3000 when a pollster is on TV saying Donald Trump has broken his previous record, which broke 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 his previous record for being the worst. In fact, latest polling shows his popularity is just him. Americans love voting for Donald Trump and then immediately regretting it. It's like our national pastime. We treat Donald Trump like he's a third slice of pizza. We make him president, and then an hour later, we're all in bed saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, my belly's one pizza baller. That's what it means.
I don't know about y'all, but I woke up this morning with a little bit of hope. I'm seeing friends and family and neighbors and people that I know who voted for Trump on Facebook putting that they regret voting for him and that they're disgusted and embarrassed about what happened yesterday with J.D. Vance and Trump and Zelensky at that press conference. But there's a couple of people still justifying it, which I'm very highly upset about. But I'm really feeling there's a little bit of sense of hope that at least there are people recognizing what Trump is. If they didn't see it, they saw it yesterday. Even though it's been there, we've been seeing it. But that really, really, really gives me some hope. And I'm proud and I'm happy that at least there's some people that have dignity that voted for him, that have some kind of dignity and humanity, a sense of being a human being with actually integrity and actually have feelings and empathy on people. And that's amazing to see. And yeah, that gives me a little bit of hope. So today I do feel a little bit better knowing that there's a little bit of people around me are regretting that vote. So, yeah.
Tribe, I told you that I'll circle back at the end of this particular show, and here we are. So, in conclusion, it's evidently evident that the significant portion of white Americans who supported Donald Trump in previous, elections are now expressing visible signs of regret and disillusionment. Now, through various, videos that we've just watched, many have shared, personal stories highlighting the negative consequences of policies that they once, supported, including economic strain, labor shortages, and cultural division. So this promise of national restoration and economic revival has for many not materialized. Instead, they report feeling left behind, misled, and in some cases directly harmed by the very administration that they had once believed would champion their cause. And so this phenomenon reflects a broader shift in political awareness among sections of the electorate, where initial hope was transformed into frustration and introspection, rather. And as more individuals speak out about their regrets, it opens up rather a space for deeper dialogue on accountability and systemic change and the direction that the country is heading post-Trump era. So the ongoing trend indicates that the disintegration being witnessed is not merely political but social and economic as well. So with the potential to reshape future voting behavior and public discourse in the United States. So guys, if that one really hit you, drop me your comment. Yeah, don't meme in. Let me know exactly what your thoughts are on the conversation. Let the conversation continue there, and then again above all tribe. Let's meet in the next one.